Alexa, what is today's date?
Today is Saturday, October 4th. If you'd like, I can tell you the weather. Quote of the day.
Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 10 a.m.
This is a total body strength and conditioning session designed for your luteal phase. Today we're focusing on circulation to help alleviate symptoms while still keeping your muscles active and online. As we transition into high hormone territory, we see the body's priorities shift. So there's a lot happening underneath the surface that we can support with lower intensity. We don't want to compete for resources during the luteal phase because that can send us into unfavorable metabolic states where we're holding on to fat, where we're burning muscle. So these things that we want to avoid happening. For that reason, we're dropping the intensity, and we're doing that today by decreasing the load. So I want you to go pretty low to medium in your weight selection. We are moving the upper body and lower body together in all of our exercises. So I want you to think of it almost like a steady state cardio practice where you're in that steady state of effort, 50 to 70% the whole way through. So you want something light enough that you can move continuously in this way. We're not looking for hypertrophy for muscle development or high intensity by any means. So reach for something that is very sustainable throughout this practice. It might mean that you're a little bit light for the legs, you might be a touch heavy for the arms since we are moving everything together, and that's okay. My goal for you today is that you have that continuous wave of effort that leaves you with something in reserve at the end. I want you to have energy left in your tank for the rest of your day and the rest of your cycle. We're all about conservation of energy in a sustainable way here. So today we have a single circuit of work. We have 8 different exercises that we're moving through 3 rounds. We've got 40 seconds of our working interval and then 20 seconds to rest and transition to the next exercise. Again, we're staying in that low to moderate intensity. So if you start to brush up against that high intensity threshold where you're gasping for air, breathing more heavily, I want you to dial back the effort either by dropping down to a lighter set of weights, dropping down to a single weight if appropriate, or dropping the weights all together. You can also hit the pause button, catch your breath, let it come back down to a baseline, and then jump back in when you are ready. Because these are compound movements, they are naturally more complex, more advanced, so I encourage you to check out the workout preview. It's linked in the video description below. There I'll walk you through all of the different variations that you might be able to use.
I wanted you guys to hear this
today so that you can perform this workout comfortably and efficiently. We don't want to walk away with any strain in the lower back and the shoulders. So watch that preview and get your options for today so that you know when and how to take them during the workout itself. As always, we're bookending with a warm-up and a cool down. This workout itself comes in around 24 minutes. That means we're just under the 35-minute mark when we add the warm-up and cool down. So now let's get started. Let's jump into our total body warm-up for today. We're going to start in the center of the mat. Bring your feet about shoulder or hips width apart. Give a little shimmy and a shake. Take a big breath in and a slow breath out. We're going to start with a squat to a rotate. So we squat down. It doesn't have to be a huge squat. We're just rotating the upper body as we come up, pivoting on those back toes. I want you to use your total body warm-up for today as an opportunity to get curious. So really kind of listen and look for what your body is trying to tell you. Notice any areas that feel a little bit tight, a little bit stuck, a little bit sleepy, or maybe more awake. One more rep here. And we're just going to come into a reverse lunge with a lat pull. So we'll reach the arms overhead.
My breath feels
Step
sleepy.
it back, pull those elbows into your side. Back together, reach up, and exhale. So again, use this opportunity to connect to your breath, to generate a little bit of heat, all in support of our strength training practice. So we're looking to kind of wake up all the major joints and get that little bit of heat going for our practice. Next time your left leg is back, let's stay there in a kneeling position and tuck your back toes. Bring your hands behind your head and then just take your elbow to your front knee. So back elbow to front knee, opposite, crossing the body here. I want you to stabilize the legs by hugging the inner thighs to the midline. And keep that low belly Drawing in, we're looking to rotate just in the upper spine. And then here we're going to take the hands down, bring your right knee to join the left. Cat and cow with a little bit of variation here as you inhale. Strengthen the spine, lift up, look up, and then as you exhale, round the spine into cat, let the knees hover off the mat. Inhale, open, stretch the spine, shine your sitting bones back. From the tailbone, round in, curl up through the spine, let your knees hover. One more like this, big inhale, and exhale. Let's step the left foot forward this time. Same thing on the other side, bring your hands behind your head, take your right elbow to the inner left knee, and back to center. So again, looking to wrap the upper spine around its axis here. Finding that rhythm of your breath, so inhaling to expand the chest, and then exhaling as you rotate. Here, we're going to take the hands down, come back into that kneeling position, tuck the toes, lift the knees, downward facing dog. Take a breath here, pedal out the feet. And then as you inhale, come forward, hover the knees in bear plank, stretch the spine in both directions, back to downward dog. Inhale, come forward, tone the low belly, keep that nice and integrated from pubic bone all the way to the navel. And then we're going to walk hands to feet, feet to hands, come into a ball pose squat here. So lift the heels up, bend your knees as deeply as feels comfortable. And then as you exhale, start to lower the heels down, fold over the legs. The legs don't need to be straight by any means at the start of your practice. Just want you to feel that little bit of opening in the hamstrings. Stretching the feet, the calves here. Last one like this. And then we're slowly going to roll all the way up. Take a hand to the wall, a chair, anything for support. And we're just going to swing that right leg forward and back. I want you to, as best as you can, keep your torso and spine nice and still so that we're really waking up the hip flexor complex here. Creating a little bit of stretch and then contraction. So full range of motion here for the hips. Just a few more, and then we'll switch sides. So you can turn to the other side, swing that left leg. Again, stay fluid in your breath. Nice deep inhales and exhales. After this, we're just going to step to the long edge of the mat. Nice wide stance. A few more seconds here. And then go ahead and step the feet nice and wide. We're just alternating side lunge here, but I want you to stretch the chest open, bring your palms by your sides, elbows back, and then exhale, press it forward. So we open the chest and then squeeze the thumbs together. So we're creating, again, that stretch and contraction in the chest while kind of waking up the inner thighs, and the outer glutes. We're here just a few more seconds in this last movement pattern. And come through center, step the feet together, big breath in, and a slow breath out. That is your total body warm-up, and now you are ready to get into your workout. Let's get into our total body workout for today. Before we do, I'll mention that we are using compound exercises in this total body workout, meaning we're working the upper and lower body together. So make sure you check out that workout preview to get all the movement mechanics, any variations that you might need for this workout. We have just a single circuit today with 8 exercises. We're doing each one for 40 seconds on, 20 seconds of rest. So a pretty basic structure here, nothing too complex. We're gonna run through it 3 times through. So I'll get our timer started. We'll have 20 seconds to set up. For our first movement pattern, you're reaching for those medium to light weights. And we're coming into a squat thruster with rotations. We're gonna come into that front rack position. We're gonna come up and rotate. So you're gonna come onto the ball of that back foot and lift the heel. We'll move in about 5 seconds here. Wrap the elbows in, lift the spine nice and tall. Here we go. So we squat down, come up and rotate. That's it. Down, up, and rotate. So side to side here. Again, make sure you're lifting that opposite heel, pivoting on the toes. Come down only as far as you can keep your chest nice and lifted. I'm going to draw that belly in and find your breath. This weight should feel very sustainable. Like at the end of each interval, you have a lot left in reserve. This is our luteal phase mode. So I'm not working too long of an interval today. Rest like you might be used to in the luteal phase. We're looking more for that total body improved circulation. So working upper and lower body together. We're coming into our single leg deadlift with a row. You can drop to a single weight if you like. That'll add some asymmetry and more core stabilization. Let's get ready and begin. So your weight is opposite the hand, in the opposite hand to the leg that is forward. Excuse me, you're coming into that reverse row and back up. So we lower it down, pull that elbow straight back toward the hip and come back up. It's almost more challenging with half the load because of the balance component. So if you're not really feeling that balance challenge, you can grab your second pair of your dumbbells and have more of this symmetrical loading, but still just that single-sided row. Let's come up, we'll switch. So you can trade the dumbbell to the opposite hand. We're gonna bring the opposite foot forward. Again, this one has lots of variations. You can have your foot down, you can have the knee bent, full expression with the leg outstretched. I want you to imagine pressing your back foot into a wall behind you. Here we go. We take it out, row, and back to center. You should feel the belly firing to support and stabilize the spine. I want you to spread the toes of your standing foot nice and wide. And keep the chest open. So really hug those shoulder blades onto the back. This is a major balance challenge, and that can be even more challenging in the luteal phase. So if you're feeling that, just take those back toes down. Still lots of great work to be done in that variation. Next up, we're coming into our overhead hold with a kneel to stand. So this one, the overhead hold, totally optional. You can always have the weight at your shoulders. We're just coming into a kneeling position and then rising up to stand. So you may have the arms overhead, and we'll begin. Then you come into a kneeling position, nice and slow, and you switch sides. So you lead with the same foot down and up, and then you switch sides. I want you to retract the shoulder blades if your arms are overhead, so that you have lots of space in the neck. Find the rhythm of your breath here. Draw those front ribs in. Make sure you're not overarching in the lower back. And rest. Next up, we're coming into our curtsy lunge to a lateral raise. This is another exercise where we'll do it on each side. So you'll step back into your curtsy, come up, lateral raise. With that lateral raise, you're slightly in from the horizontal. Let's get ready, here we go. In that curtsy, back knee stays close to the body, drive through the heel, come up, lateral raise. Keep your spine nice and tall as you come through that curtsy lunge. And up. Find your focus here. Listen to your breath for an indication of intensity. So it should feel free and easy, nothing too strenuous. If that intensity starts to creep up, you're gasping for air, I want you to lower the weight. You could drop the weight altogether, or just take it even more slowly. We're coming into the second side now, curtsy lunge to that lateral raise. So we'll just switch sides, move in about 10 seconds. Roll the shoulders back. We'll go in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step it back, come up, lateral raise. You're in control of that weight. Try not to swing it up If you're finding yourself having to really lift and swing, the weight is too heavy. So you want to drop it down. You should be able to stay in that controlled movement all the way up and all the way down. You got this. This is our first round. We have 2 more to go. After our final 2 exercises, shake it out. Next up, we're coming into a chair squat with the front raise. So you're gonna sit back in your chair, lift those weights up, and come back to standing. This is another one to make sure you're not swinging the weight. We wanna stay nice and controlled all the way through. Let's grab those weights.
I have a variation of weights I'm using.
Chair squat, front raise. Really brace the belly here. This is one where you could take it to a single dumbbell if you wanted. If it's too much, if you feel it in the lower back or too much strain in the shoulders. But if you tone the belly, draw that navel toward the spine, curl the tailbone slightly under, should have that stable position to activate the core and support that weight along the lever arm. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. We're going to come into bear plank with just a single weight now. So you have a weight to one side, shoulders are over the wrists, hips are over the knees. You can be in tabletop for this one or full bear plank where you're hovering the knees. Let's get ready. Lift those knees if you wish. We reach it under, pull it through. The key here is to level the shoulders and the hips. Make sure they don't move at all. Not side to side, not rotating. And you're breathing. Want to keep that nice muscle tone in the low belly. So try not to let it collapse. This is our final exercise of the first round, and then we'll start back at the top. Let's get 1 more rep. And then slowly come up, take your time, stretch it out, roll out the shoulders. We will come into our second round next. So we're gonna grab those weights and come into that squat thruster to a rotation. Grab your weights, come into that front squat position, front rack position, excuse me, and let's begin. Take it down, rotate and press. So as you come up, make sure you've got that nice muscle tone in the low belly. So you're drawing the front ribs in even as you stretch that weight overhead. And again, we want to slow this down a little bit. You don't need to be rushing through. I want you to take your time on the way up. So we're not bouncing that weight. It should feel light, that's okay, but we want to stay integrated where we're not throwing the weights around. We're slow and controlled. Last one. And come through center, single leg deadlift with a row. So again, you can have one or both weights, but we're only rowing with one side. So the side opposite your front leg. We'll come into position here. Get ready to hinge, either with that back foot down, slightly lifted, or all the way straight. Here we go. It's that single leg deadlift, row, elbow comes back, and up. Deadlift, keep that weight close to your body, row, and return. Hips stay nice and level here. Shoulders are even. It's going to require so much core stabilization, especially as you go through that row. It's throwing your body off balance.
Yep.
So if you need to, you can always bring that kickstand down. Let your back foot touch the ground. And up. We'll switch sides now. So if you have
easier with the
weight,
2
you're
weights.
switching hands. If you've got both weights, you're only switching the feet. We'll come into this second side in about 10 seconds here. Roll the shoulders out, take a big breath. And we'll begin now. So we hinge it forward, press that back foot behind you to help square the hips, and up. Again, here, if you feel any strain whatsoever in the lower back, it's not worth it. Just keep those toes down.
I
Tap the
cheated, I
toes
was holding on to the
floor.
couch.
You'll still get all the benefit for that standing leg without the strain. So find what works for your body. Often in cyclical fitness, I like to use the phrase, just because we can doesn't mean we should. So just because you can do this exercise doesn't mean you should if it's going to create lower back strain or discomfort. So have that conversation often with yourself. Really investigate why you might be trying a particular exercise. Overhead hold, Nyota stand is next. This is another one where if the overhead hold is too much or creates discomfort, you can drop it down and just have those dumbbells at the shoulders. Otherwise, you're slowing it down, stepping up and back down. Try to keep the spine lifted through the entire movement. So we're not letting it lean forward or back. Staying nice and neutral. We're retracting the shoulders, dropping them down the back to support the upper spine. Just by holding the weights overhead, you'll feel a little bit of a spike in your heart rate. So we still want to stay in the sweet spot, that 50 to 70%. So if taking the weight overhead creates too much of a heart rate spike, bring them down. You could even do alternating reps with one up, one down. We'll come into our curtsy lunge to a lateral raise next. In 3, 2, and 1. We step it back. Nice deep curtsy, come up, lateral raise. So again, we're working with some asymmetrical loads here today to really cultivate more core stabilization. So even in this simple lateral raise, you're having to stabilize the opposite side of the body as you take that weight out at a distance. So we're creating tension, and then you have to stabilize. So you're getting bonus core work here in this movement pattern. As long as you stay focused, as long as you keep the core integrated. And rest. You can set your weights down for a moment if you wish. Roll out the shoulders. We'll come into the second side. Finding the rhythm of that breath, lengthening your exhales in between to help bring the heart rate back to a baseline. Let's get ready and begin. Curtsy to a lateral raise. You got this. Lift it up. Again, we're only coming to shoulder height. This weight should feel very manageable for this exercise. This is probably, this and the front raise, the limiting exercise for your load. So it might feel slightly on the heavy side for this pattern, but still sustainable. If you feel like you're swinging, we need to go ahead and drop that weight down or all together. And rest. Front raise with our chair squat is next. So again, this one, we really want to pay attention to lifting that weight, not swinging it up into position. Grab your weights. Let's get ready and begin. Really tone the belly. I want you to imagine curling the tailbone slightly under, even at the bottom of this movement. Press the shoulder blades onto the back so you keep that chest lifted and open. If both arms together is too much, you could always do one at a time, but you really have to focus on the core activation there so that you don't feel any strain in the lower back with that asymmetrical
Core activation.
Last 2 and 1. Bear plank pull is next. So again, you have options here. You can keep the knees down or lift them into that hover position. We want them to be directly under the hips, not too far forward, not too far back. Shoulders are over the wrists. Let's come into bear plank and we pull it under. So most of the effort here comes from anti-rotation. So we're resisting the twist. The twist will make it easier to pull that weight through, but we want to stabilize shoulders and hips and keep everything level. So feel that effort happening in the belly, the obliques, transverse abdominis, everything firing here. Even with lighter weights. This should feel very light for this movement. So I want you to focus on control and rest. Slowly come up. We'll get ready for round 3. We're starting again with that squat to rotating thruster. Catch your breath, grab your weights, bring them into that loaded position. This is our 3rd and final set. Let's get ready. Here we go. Down and rotate. You got this. Coming down into that nice deep squat and rotating in press. So you drive from the legs up all the way to the fingertips. We've got just 8 more minutes of work left now that we're closing in on the end of our first exercise. Last rep here, up, and let's rest. Single leg deadlift with a single arm row coming up. So again, you're rowing with the arm opposite your front leg. And if you're feeling any strain in the lower back, you're bringing those toes down to the floor. Let's get ready to move in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Press that foot back, row, and come back up to standing. Reach the crown of the head away from your back heel. Find that row and come up. Keep the elbow close to your body through that entire range of motion. Pull, release, come up. So keeping both weights just to create the appropriate loading for that deadlift position, but you can always drop down to a single weight. Last one here, and rest. We'll switch sides. We'll finish it out on the second side now in about 10 seconds. Roll the shoulders back. Take that big breath. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Press that foot into the wall behind you. Roll, hug the elbow in close, and return. I want you to fix the position rotationally of the shoulders and the hips so they don't twist at all. It takes a great deal of focus and concentration here. Breathing. Keep those hips level as you come back, so that lifted leg's going to want to pop open. You have to use the strength of the opposite hip to keep things even. And rest. Next up, overhead hold with that kneel to stand. Again, the overhead hold, very optional for this one. You can keep the weights at the shoulders if you wish, or come all the way overhead. Let's grab those weights, come into position. This is the last round for this exercise. Let's make it the best one yet. Make sure your front ribs are drawing in. You don't want that flaring quality. That will throw a lot of force into the lower back. You want to stay integrated, so the spine working like a column to support that weight. You've got the weight directly over your center of gravity, and you're just moving the legs to lift and lower that weight. Last rep here, and rest. You can set those weights down in between. We have our curtsy lunge to a lateral raise. Next, we'll do that on both sides. Roll out the shoulders, take that deep, beautiful breath. We'll grab the weights and get ready, and let's begin. Curtsy lunge to a lateral raise. slow and steady. I want you to feel all phases of that lift and that lower. This workout, great for peripheral heart action, where we are demanding that the heart send that oxygenated blood to both arms and legs. So upper body and lower body together. This is great for heart and lung health, but also just for your circulation. Which at this time in the cycle can only benefit us when we're moving energy through. We're not letting anything get stuck. Sometimes that stuck energy, that stagnation, is what can contribute to fatigue and other symptoms of PMS. So we just want to keep things moving. Let's begin. But we don't want it to be overly strenuous. That can dip us into
so apparently
the
I was doing it through my break.
especially during this high hormone territory where our bodies are already expertly breaking things down. We don't want the stimulus to be so high that we amplify that breakdown mode. Quite the contrary, we want to lower the intensity, still keep the muscles working and online, but in a sustainable way that balances the breakdown mode that's happening in the body with more preservation, that slow burn, that steady mode, and rest. You can set the weights down. Coming into our chair squat with that front raise next. We are so close to the end of this workout. Grab your weight, come into that nice tall position here. I want you to lift the hip bones toward the low ribs. Keep that core engagement the entire way. Here we go, lift and return. Sit back, front raise and return. We got this. This is our final interval. This one definitely the limiting factor for me, the most challenging one in our circuit today. So take your time with it. If you need to, pause a little bit extra at the top.
Yeah.
So that you can focus and perform those expert
Get down, girl, get down.
mechanics from start to finish. 3, 2, and 1. Set one weight down, bring one weight with you. The air plank pull is our last exercise of this workout for today. No finishers, we're gonna call it at the end of this 24-minute circuit. Let's get ready for that bear plank. Knees under the hips, tuck the toes, and let's begin. Pull it under and across. Resist the desire to rotate, to twist the spine. Keep it nice and even. Keep lots of space in the neck and shoulders. So make sure you're not shrugging your shoulders up towards your ears. Make sure the low belly's not collapsing. Keep your legs parallel, so create a little bit of magnetizing between the inner heels, like you're hugging them to the center of your mat. That should fire up the legs a little bit. And rest. Set that weight off to the side. Take your time here in tabletop, sway the hips side to side, and then slowly start to step your feet to your hands. Bring your elbows to your knees, pause in this halfway lift. Catch your breath here. And then we'll slowly roll up all the way to standing. Let's enjoy a huge breath in. And sigh it out together, make some sound. That completes your total body workout for the luteal phase. I hope you got a little bit of a sweat, that slow burn from the inside out, but that you still feel like you could keep going in this workout. You have a lot left in your tank at the end of your session. That's what we're looking for in the luteal phase, to help preserve and conserve our energy in this high hormone phase. So let's head into our cool down next. You have just completed your total body workout, so let's stretch it out and cool it down. We're gonna start at the center of your mat, hips about shoulder width, maybe a little bit wider now that we're in cool down mode. We're just coming into a squat with a side bend. So you come down and then reach up, stretch to the side. Come down and reach. So we'll revisit some of the same movement patterns that we saw in the warm-up, but this time with more static stretching worked in so that we can return those working muscles to their resting lengths and walk off the mat feeling more balanced. Part of the cool down purpose is to resolve the stress response. So we're doing that here. Let's come into our lizard stretch next. You're gonna turn over your right leg, hands to the inside, come into that deep, nice lunge. So you wanna keep your knee over your ankle, maybe slightly forward. We're looking to soften the hips toward the floor without collapse. So we wanna keep that buoyancy in the pelvis. We're not just kind of sagging in the joints there. We're here for just a few more seconds, and then we'll step back into a downward dog. So you can keep your hands down, step your right foot back, pedal out the feet. Just nice and easy downward dog. Soften heart, belly, chest toward the thighs. Press your finger pads down and forward. Bend your knees deeply here for a moment. Stretch the sitting bones skyward. Feel the length in the sides of the waist. So really stretch, maybe wag your tail a little bit. All the while calming that breath in and out, lengthening the exhale.
This one right here.
This time step your left foot forward, right knee down, going into that lizard stretch now on the second side. So nice deep lunge here, allowing the pelvis to soften and feel that pull toward the ground without collapse. You can even kind of sway side to side if you wish. After this, we're going to come into our tabletop or just very simple cat and cow, just to release any residual sensation in the spine. Let's take that left knee back. Inhale, stretch the spine, shine your sitting bones back, gaze up. From the tailbone, round under, coil the belly in and up, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, release, extend, elongate, gaze up. And exhale, round it in. But time for one more here. Stretch the spine out nice and long, and then exhale, empty the breath completely, round, chin to chest. As you're ready, inhale, open that right arm skyward. This is a stretch, thread it under that you'll always see in my cool downs. Thread the needle. So we take that arm under, and to lift the hip creases up and back, keep the hips square, and then rotate the upper spine. So you're looking to twist so far that you can stack the shoulders one on top of the other. Press the back of your bottom hand down, drag it energetically back. And then come up through center, walk your hands out, bring your palms to touch, elbows wide, create a triangle, and then soften your heart and chest through the upper arms. You can rest the crown of the head on the mat or even bring your chin to the earth. I really want you to feel this stretch in the spine. Broaden through the sitting bones, lengthen and telescope the rib cage, soften the shoulders away from the ears. And we'll slowly walk the hands in, thread the needle on the other side. Inhale, open your left arm skyward, and then nice and easy, wrap it underneath. Feel that twist. Again, we're looking to stack the shoulders on top of each other while keeping the hips square to the floor. Your hip creases stretch up and back. They stabilize this rotation. And see if you can breathe and expand the lower belly. Breathe into the twist. And you'll slowly unfold. Step your feet to your hands. Bend your knees deeply. Ragdoll here. So you can take opposite elbows. Let your head hang heavy. Again, we're not looking for an excessive stretch, so you can really be generous with the bend in your knees. Keep the belly and thighs pressing toward each other. Lean into the ball mounds of your feet. Nice and easy here, just letting the spine go to gravity. And then as you're ready, roll up bone by bone. We'll reach the arms overhead. Take your hands behind your head, press your head into your hands, open your elbows. As you do this, try to lift into the upper spine. So curl the sitting bones underneath you toward your inner heels. Lift up, stretch up through the chest and heart. If you wish, you can open the arms out to a cactus shape. And then all the way out, extend those arms open, turn the thumbs back behind you, palms open, receiving the energy of your practice. And slowly release. Let's enjoy another breath together. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, let it go. that is your total body cool down for today. I want to thank you so much for showing up for this workout, and I want you to feel that sense of celebration. You are back in it. It only takes a few days of working out, of this continuous and routine practice to get back into the swing of things and start feeling your best. So celebrate yourself for coming back, for being here, and for letting your body be moved.
Go me. I always do like this to try and see those muscles. I remember when I was really listening, you could really see them.